Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery here. It's a beautiful Monday morning, February 7th, 2022. And today we're going to conduct the soft launch of the revised small business certification program. So a couple important terms there. Soft launch suggests and indicates it's not fully ready to go out to the market, but as our white label partners, we wanted to give you a heads up and continue to seek your feedback. So many of you have contributed advice and recommendations that have gotten us to this point. My page is shared with the website where the small business certification program is now parked, and we'll come to that here in a moment. Let's begin with going through kind of the outline that I put together, and I apologize. I had food poisoning or something last night, so I was late getting into work and did not proofread this as well as I should have. So there's a few grammatical errors, but it's okay. It'll serve as an effective reference tool for us to talk through as we prepare for the soft launch of the small business certification program. In my opinion, this is a really big deal, and you can tell me afterwards if you agree or disagree. So in the beginning of the email this morning, we're just clarifying that we have this training daily. We're adding so many new white label partners. For those that are new, welcome aboard. And we do get together most weekday mornings at this time. And of course, today's topic is on the small business certification program. So we're going to go through a pretty lengthy outline. It'll go fast, but it's important that you understand what we're doing here and why. It's not competing with the access to capital program. So we're not changing the access to capital. So don't feel like the carpet's been pulled out of under you, but it's important to understand this new standalone offering so you can assimilate how it fits into your model. All right, so first we clarify that the small business certification is a standalone offering. So it certainly has similarity in some aspects to the access to capital program. So the small business certification program includes the 4-week curriculum, the 4 modules that you're familiar with. However, we're going to do some things differently, some procedural enhancements. So the client experience, I think, will be even better and a little bit different. And I'll get into that somewhat. But some of the more important differences are as follows. So with the access to capital program, of course, they're coming in and they're getting a guaranteed capital raise, and they're starting with going through the 4 modules. Access to capital, there's no upfront cost. We take them for first tranche financing, and that hopefully will get them cash funding more than enough to pay for the $2,500 refundable deposit. In this case, there is not a $2,500 refundable deposit. We applied for and received grant funding that covers $2,100 of that. Excuse me. So if you do the math, $2,500 minus $2,104, the client's participation fee is a very affordable $396 to enroll, and that can be spread across 4 payments if they would like. It's going to be very seamless. So everyone will have a landing page for free, of course. And then on it, clients will actually be able to pay by credit or debit card directly from that page. So they'll be able to agree to the terms and conditions and be able to enroll. This is a major enhancement from the process we have now, because now with the access to capital, the clients have no upfront cost. We go for their first round of funding, and then we're kind of chasing after the money. Here, if they don't have at least the $99 to enroll, they just simply can't get started. The system won't allow them to progress. And again, they can either pay 4 $99 payments or one $396. So just to clarify, while the site is up for the small business certification, which looks just like what your landing page will be, the back office, Scott Stroud, our chief marketing officer, is still building the back office side. So that's why we're calling this a soft launch. It's not ready for full launch yet. taking a little bit of a different approach, because what you and I know is that people want some guarantees. And so since the small business certification is not a funding program, there's no guarantee of $100,000. There's no performance fee as listed under here, but we know that people want some assurance that they're going to get something tangible. So are we going to build their financial literacy? Of course. Are we going to help them build a lender compliant loan package? Of course. But I frankly don't think that's enough. I think we needed to attach some sort of quantifiable financial benefit that the client will receive. And that will in fact be a minimum of $10,000 of business credit under their EIN with no personal guarantees. So that is an important difference. As I mentioned, there are no performance fees because we're not doing funding. The small business certification program does not have the funding element. If they've gone through it or have started to go through it and decide that they want further assistance in actually applying this knowledge and loan package to get funding, then obviously we will support them in that. But then they would need to pivot over to the access to capital. So you can start to see how this could really play to your benefit if you decided to use this as an entry level. I'm not suggesting you should, but if you brought people into this first, then we could determine, are they really a good fit for the access to capital based upon their goals and their mitigating circumstances. I can tell you it's tough going in some cases with access to capital, whereby you'll have a client that enrolls, but there's just such a disconnect from their current reality to their goals. I have a client that wants $7.5 million. This person has no credibility on paper, so I'm not belittling them, don't get me wrong, but they're nowhere close to qualifying for $7.5 million. In fact, they didn't even get any cash funding offers for their first tranche, and they've already gone NSF, insufficient funds, on paying the $100 payment. So the strength of this is that they can certainly pivot over, and you can get full credit, and we'll talk about that in a moment, to the access to capital program once fit is determined. I think we do a great job, a great service for the clients, because we're going to, if not completely eliminate, at least greatly minimize the risk of client dissatisfaction or missed expectations. Because again, just like the 7.5 million example, that client enrolled in the access to capital, and that client expects 7.5 million, but they don't qualify for that yet. Now, can we eventually get there? Maybe. I mean, the guarantee for access to capital has never been 7.5 million, right? That's a pretty lofty goal. Another important element of the small business certification is it's really easy to pitch. And in most cases, with the landing page that we'll create for free for our affiliates. So we're going to have a specific affiliate program for the small business certification. So separate from anything else we're doing. So if you're a white label partner, you can decide if you want to be an affiliate. There's no cost. But if you want to be an affiliate for the small business certification. If you're already an affiliate over in the Access to Capital program, doesn't matter. This is a standalone project that will require separate enrollment. There's no cost to be an affiliate. This will have delegated mentoring built in. So several of you had asked about your ability to mentor the clients that you submit into the small business certification. And frankly, for quality control and consistency, we're not going to do that. So what we're going to do is build a team of business advisors. And so that's a good point, good time for me to bring up. So let's go over to the the Business Paralegal website, which you may or may not have seen. So businessparalegal.com talks about how we combine business expertise with legal knowledge. And so we are building an internal team of business advisors. These folks have pretty strong backgrounds. We're looking for folks that have an MBA, and not just any MBA, from at least a top 50 university, All of them need to have completed a paralegal certification from a top university, minimum of 10 years of relative experience. We really prefer to recruit out of the big four accounting firms, Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst Young, and/or KPMG. We really prefer to have business advisors that have verifiable teaching experience at a college or university level. And we really prefer those that have worked for the SBA as SBDC advisor or SCORE mentor. So these are the types of folks that are going to be doing the mentoring for this course. So you can feel really strongly about that. Now, we need to build that team out, of course. And so in the meantime, we may have to outsource to some existing part-time or PRN advisors. But where I wanted to get to is you'll see now that the small business certification is on the business paralegal site, and that's where I'm here. So if we make it larger, it looks much better. And so this is what your landing page will look like. It's straightforward, it's clean, it's very consistent with more of a legal compliant approach. And so it describes how the program is fast and easy, developed by experts, describes who should participate. This is perfect for entrepreneurs with a concept for a new business and want to start within the next 6 to 12 months, as well as startup businesses that have been in operation for less than 2 years that want to develop a plan for more growth, profitability, and access to capital. It pitches the $10,000 guarantee. I realize 10,000 is much less than 100,000, but we can get 10,000 of business credit under the EIN very quickly. To start increasing this amount, especially under business credit, is going to lengthen the time, and we need to show this demographic, this group, a quick turnaround. So again, does this mean that they can only raise 10,000? Well, the small business certification is not a funding program. It's not a funding program. So we're going to build their package, their loan package, build their financial literacy. They can go use it as they wish on their own, or they can pivot over to the access to capital, which we'll be talking about more in a moment. We do explain that this program is a $2,500 program, but with the grant allocation that we applied for and received, they're only paying 4 payments of $99 or one payment of just less than $400. They'll have an option of paying either way on your landing page, which we'll get to. And we're always looking to build the affiliate program. And so we're going to do something pretty radical on this. So again, no cost to be an affiliate, no cost for the affiliate landing pages. But we're going to build a very large distribution system out of this. And in fact, every client will automatically be an affiliate. Now, as I'll show you back on the outline, there's no production requirements, there's no penalties. It's real easy to work with, but almost every small business owner knows other small business owners that want and need capital. So this is going to grow very quickly, and we'll talk about that more when I get back to the agenda. We describe that they're going to get a business plan, build business credit, get access to capital, and we clarify the outcomes. They're going to receive a certificate of completion. People like that, a certificate to hang on the wall. They're going to receive a lender/investor compliant business plan. You and I know that's needed. If you want to go after a large capital raise, that's needed. And it's also good just for internal operations. They will have improved knowledge and improved access to capital. We will conclude with a capital match. So we're not taking them to funding with the small business certification, but we'll create a capital match to say, okay, based upon your circumstances, here's where we'd recommend that you go next. Again, if they want assistance in getting there, then they can, of course, upgrade to the access to capital. And we'll talk about how that'll work here in a minute. Passive income. And so I don't know how many of you like the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, but he talks about the 1%. 1% of Americans know that working for a living is not going to get you where you need to be. There's an incredible need to generate an automatic revenue stream, passive revenue. And we're not talking network marketing here. We're just talking about income that is generated without one's own work. And so the affiliate program incorporates that with the overrides. All of this here will not be on your landing page. This whole section here will go away, and there'll be an embedded section that Scott's creating that will have the tracking and overrides and all of that for you. But the rest of the page will look like that. Okay, so going back, the small business certification program can be positioned as you'd like. So this is important discussion here. We're going to talk about 4 different philosophies that you may have in terms of how this might fit into what you're trying to do. And it could be a combination of one or more. So you might look at the small business certification program and say, okay, I see that this is where I want to start clients with to see if they really are a good fit for access to capital, to protect against missed expectations, like the gentleman I mentioned earlier, came in not in a good position at all, expecting $7.5 million of capital in 28 days. Of course, we didn't suggest that, we didn't imply that, but that's what he's thinking. And so with this, we're taking them through the process, figuring out, are they a good fit for the type of capital raise that they're looking for? We've built their financial literacy, we've built their loan package, and then they can pivot over. And so we'll talk again in a moment about how you can pivot them over and pick them up as an access to capital client. So we'll come back to that soon. Another scenario is you can just use it as an option. Some of you, I think, are looking for an option whereby you know you're getting paid for every client. Because right now, some of you are feeding in access to capital clients. The way that you're generating clients, you're getting many or most that don't qualify for cash funding. And then it just becomes a rather inefficient system when you have clients, none of your clients or few of your clients qualifying for cash funding. So this you could use even as an alternative and focus on this exclusively if you wanted. A third mindset or philosophy would be to use this for access to capital clients who don't qualify for cash funding. And this is something that Zahn was really advocating for, I think, on the call last week when we started to suggest this. So let's say a client comes into access to capital, we take them for cash funding offers, and they don't qualify for any. So now we're kind of stuck, right? While we do have a couple guaranteed financing options, that may not be attractive to them. So what we'll do going forward is allow them to enroll in the small business certification in lieu of the other options. And so that is another approach. And then I don't know that you all agree with me on this, but I think it's very relevant. You're going to have some clients that are enrolled in access to capital or just small business certification. And frankly, they just need cash flow help. Maybe their business is pre-revenue or they've lost their employment. They just need help with cash flow. Well, this will create help with cash flow because of the affiliate aspect of the program. So speaking of that, we anticipate the affiliate program being live by March 1st. So the website I showed you is up. We're able to enroll people, as we have been for years, in the small business certification. However, the whole affiliate portal, back office, reporting, replicated landing pages and such have to be developed, and Scott's working on that. Scott Stroud, our Chief Marketing Officer. And so we plan on by March 1st having a full launch with the affiliate program fully operational. The affiliate program is designed for high volume. We're going to go after significant volume, and I'll defend that in a moment, these very dramatic growth expectations. And the growth expectations are relevant to you, because to the extent that you want to plug in and be financially rewarded for the growth within your hierarchy, this is an opportunity to do it. We do anticipate enrolling 1,000 clients in month 1 in March, and that's a very dramatic grand opening, right? But we have tens of thousands of clients already in our database that have struggled to get cash funding, so they needed an alternative, and lots of leads, and then working with all of you. the model is interesting. Again, this is not pyramids, not network marketing, it's not MLM, but we do reasonably expect to double enrollment per month. So why would that be? Well, one of the strategic decisions that, well, two of the strategic decisions that were made, and your feedback was instrumental. Number one, no cost to be an affiliate. Three things. Number one, no cost to be an affiliate. Number two, no cost for an affiliate landing page. And number three, every client is an affiliate. Now, again, they're going to get a landing page and they can embrace that or not. They're not going to be pushed. They're not going to be annoyed. It's not going to be uncomfortable, but it's just going to be automatic. When they're onboarded as a client, they will have an affiliate link to use. Think about that, how powerful that is. Even if you had a slow month and enrolled 4 clients in the month of March, well, now you've got 4 affiliates. And we all know that most people will do nothing, but some people will do a lot. And so by just bringing on every client as an affiliate is really going to fuel the growth. So our projections are 1,000 clients in the small business certification in March, and then doubling every month thereafter. Normally, this would be an unsustainable type of growth trajectory. But because our clients are also distribution partners generating override commissions for you, so they're not competing with you, they're generating passive income for you, we do think that we can grow amazingly quick based upon the demand. As far as what's in it for you as an affiliate of the small business certification, which again, there's no cost to be an affiliate, landing pages are free. There's 3 tiers of payout. So we know the total income coming in is a little less than $400 and is normal in affiliate type of marketing. About 50% of the revenue coming in is being paid out to the field. And so whomever brings the client on makes 100. If someone they bring on, one of their affiliates brings on a client, then there's a 50 override. And then for the third tier, 25. It's real easy to say, well, wow, this doesn't sound like much, 25, but that's pure passive income. And this is a numbers game. Also, we're going to talk about why there's a lot more in it for you than just this in just a second. Also, keep in mind that you'll keep, through the affiliate model, you'll keep 100% of the key person policy commissions. That is not split. Again, no cost to be an affiliate. There are no production requirements. So you could have an affiliate come on and do nothing, and there's no penalties or no repercussions. There will be a free landing page automatically provided instantly, and it'll look like the site I just showed you. And as I referenced, what's up there now is not finished. It doesn't have the back office functionality has not been created yet it's not been finished being created by Scott. So the bottom of that will be removed, and there'll be a new area for people to enroll, to pay, to accept terms and conditions. When they do that, you will be notified. And I believe what Scott's going to do is all 3 layers will be notified. So let's say we've got Mr. Jackson. So let's say I recruit Mr. Jackson as an affiliate, and he recruits Mr. Ryans. So if Mr. Ryans goes and signs up a client, everybody in the hierarchy will be notified. There'll be a login so you can see how many commissions have been created. But most importantly, what Scott's creating is you'll be notified of the contact information of the new client. Well, why would you care about that? Well, if you're wanting to be the point of contact to help them upgrade to access to capital, now you have their information. I mean, this is a pretty damn hot prospect, right? For access to capital. They've already enrolled in small business certification. They've agreed to the terms and conditions. They paid at least the first $99 payment. They're in. And so that would be a very warm audience then if you wanted to talk to them about the benefits of switching over to the full access to capital. And then secondly, those of you that are selling key person policies, you need to know when you have a new KPP, new key person policy prospect, and those clients in your hierarchy are obviously awesome prospects, because we talk about the importance of collateral assignments and insurance, of course, in module 3. All right, so also for the affiliate program, the training is going to be very simple. We don't need them to go through a bunch of modules, and it's just going to be simple. All they'll do is they'll go through the process themselves. That's going to be the training. They'll go through the process themselves. That's the best way, the most efficient way. If we didn't do it that way, frankly, we'd probably have to charge them to become an affiliate, because now we would have to deploy time, energy, and resources to train them. But the training, in fact, will be, here's your landing page, give that to people to sign up, and then you've gone through the program yourself, so you know what the client goes through. So the trade-off of having no affiliate buy-in, no affiliate cost for training, setup, support, or even their landing page is, we're going to train them by taking them through. Now you might say, well, what if they don't really want their own capital raise? That's fine. They can go through it as an academic exercise. I used to teach at a college. I had students that enrolled in the entrepreneurial course that I taught, and not all of them went on to start their own businesses. And so it's more of an academic exercise to learn it if you don't want to use that information to raise capital. But that's how we're going to move forward with that. So as I mentioned earlier, I think what's really innovative, and I forget whose idea this was, I think it might have been Joseph's, all clients will be set up as an affiliate. So it's not an opt-in or opt-out, just automatically, they're an affiliate. And so they can leverage that or not. They're not going to be forced. It's not going to make anyone uncomfortable, say, well, I don't want to sign up because I didn't want to be an affiliate. It's just, well, no, we have an affiliate program. All clients qualify as an affiliate. And if you want to earn some passive income with your free landing page, do it. And if not, don't do it. So it'll be super simple. So that's what I mentioned. And when I say so they don't need to opt in or opt out as an affiliate. What I'm meant to communicate here is they can either get engaged or not. It's up to them. But this is a secret recipe for huge growth, because frankly, you don't have to have a campaign or an effort to specifically find affiliates, because every client will be an affiliate automatically in your hierarchy. Affiliates will have great reporting and a robust back office. And again, that's what Scott's creating, and that's going to take some time. So that's why we're anticipating a full launch by March 1st. As I mentioned earlier, you'll be notified with each enrollment, so you can engage with them. Exactly what I said before. So you might have 10 people enrolled this week as small business certification clients. If you want to reach out to them, reach out to them. If you don't want to reach out to them, don't reach out to them. But those are some pretty warm prospects to talk about upgrading to access to capital if they want the 100,000 guarantee, as well as I mentioned before, the key person policy, or at least doing a financial needs analysis. So we are in the soft launch now, soft launch. So the back end of the website is not ready to go. So we can enroll clients, but we're not ready to add affiliates, because when you enroll as an affiliate, it's going to automatically map you into the hierarchy of whoever brought you in. So all the reporting. So we're not adding affiliates yet. We'll let you know once that's up and going. What we are doing is looking for 5 master affiliates that would like to be really the leadership team. And if you want to be one of the master affiliates, of course, there's no cost to be a master affiliate, but just reply back to the email I sent and we can get you set up. It'll be a manual setup now, because again, the back office through the CRM with all the automation is not there. But once that automation is set up, then we'll do a full launch, and that's going to be powerful, because you'll be able to drive prospects to your free landing page. If they sign up, you'll be notified, override incomes, and if they don't sign up, there'll be automation there to remind them and prompt them. Very exciting. And so then this was just a plug for the training to let all of our new white label partners know how to register. As you know, if you register once, you're good to go going forward. Okay, so let me bring up the landing page again. And I'd like to go through any and all questions that you have. A couple of you have your hands up. If you don't mind just typing your question, comment, or concern in the Q&A box, and we'll start working through those. To me, this is a really big deal, and it's not meant to be a distraction. Many of you have a lot of momentum going with the access to capital, and we should continue to do that. But we did talk about that there are some circumstances, some thoughts of why you might want to incorporate the small business certification in. So again, I've got several of you saying that you'd like to be a master affiliate. As I'm leading this webinar, I don't have the ability to simulate that, but if you'll just reply back to the email I sent you this morning, we can get you set up. Okay, so let's get to the rest of the questions. So yes, some of you have landing pages already for access to capital or what have you, but this is a standalone program. So you're going to have a landing page that looks just like this. Maybe there'll be a few tweaks, but it'll look just like this. The bottom here will all be different. It'll be automated. It'll be linked automatically to you. The reporting will be there. You'll have a login, so you're able to log in and see volume and income earned. You'll be able to see how much production each of your sub-affiliates have produced, so you can support them to the extent that you want to. So yes, this will be a separate landing page specific to this campaign. It's a standalone project. Again, depending upon your area of interest, maybe you say, hey, this is confusing to me. I don't want to offer the small business certification at all. And I think that the rational approach is look at your production. Look at January, for example, the month that just ended. If you hit your numbers, you're earning the income, you have the clients getting the results that they expect, I wouldn't change anything. If there's something about January that didn't meet your expectations, you may want to consider these 4 different scenarios of why you might want to use the small business certification program. All right, so I'm looking for questions or comments that any of you have, because I'm hitting you with a lot. So what can we do now? We can enroll people in the small business certification now. We've been enrolling people in the small business certification for years. It was not housed here. It's packaged a little bit cleaner. It now has the guarantee of $10,000 business credit, but we're really just at the soft launch. We're here to let you know about where we're going with this. If you want to be one of the master affiliates, email back and let us know. But most importantly, just letting you know that this is in the works. It's forthcoming, and I think it will be very helpful for some clients to start with this, and we can make sure that they're a good fit for the access to capital. Some of you may want to focus on this because of the passive income. It's built in. It's not MLM, not network marketing, but override income, passive income is a very good thing. And then again, for those clients that are not getting cash funding offers, this might be a real good alternative for them. So Andre's asking how that would work. So let's say that you submit someone into access to capital. We send them the funding proposal for their first tranche of financing, and they don't get any cash offers. Then they would be offered this if they would like to pivot over. So instead of them needing to come up with the $2,500 refundable deposit, which we can get them guaranteed financing for, they could pivot over and use this. And if they use this, they would have just an outlay of the $396 that we've talked about, and could be 4 payments of $99. Okay, so good question. So Sanya is asking, do they get the free credit sweep? No, that's a great point. So they do not get the credit sweep for free the way that access to capital clients get it. So that's a great point, Sanya, because there's no performance fee involved with the small business certification. Now, again, I know a lot of you will be successful in helping kind of upsell or upgrade your clients that come into the small business certification and pivot them over to the full access to capital. So you are getting performance fees. But the free credit sweep for the access to capital is contingent upon them working with us and raising at least $100,000. That's the promise that's made, the commitment that's made in that program. In the small business certification, we're doing the financial literacy, we're building the loan package, we're going to help them get at least 10,000 of business credit, but there is no funding component. If they wanted the funding, then you would convert them over, upsell them, if you will, to access to capital, which is great, and then you'll get all of those rewards on the back end. Thank you for asking that, for that, Samuel. Who else has any questions about this? All right, I think Joseph is trying to drill down what he's supposed to do now. So if you want to be one of our master affiliates, again, no cost, you'll go through the process yourself. You'll be one of our field leadership team, because we want to soft launch this. We want a number of you taking it to getting familiar and going through the process yourself. Then just email back. If you're not interested in being one of the master affiliates, then just stand by. And as soon as Scott, by March 1st, gets the back end done, I'll update everyone. This all will change at the bottom of the page. You'll be able to then sign up as an affiliate at that point. No cost to be an affiliate. And then the system will automatically generate a landing page for you. It'll automatically give you back office reporting. You'll automatically be able to add sub-affiliates and earn override. So that'll be automatic and smooth. Right now is the soft launch. So we can enroll clients, but we're not enrolling affiliates, with the exception of just 5 or so master affiliates. Spencer asked, can we resubmit past clients? Absolutely. That would be fine and encouraged, because if they're caught up and they've not been compliant, this is a way for them to see value, be happy, and be compliant. So yes. Let's see. Wayne asked, can a business get a loan with access to capital and then use that money when selling the business and the buyer takes over the debt of the loan? Okay, so I feel like that's separate than what we're talking about, but I'm going to answer Wayne's question. So no, not usually. Just like if you went and bought a house, Wayne, and then you wanted to sell the house to me, I would need to get my own mortgage. Usually mortgages are not transferable. And that's true for most funding instruments. So whomever is the owner of the asset would normally need to get their own financing. It's normally not transferable. A few exceptions to that, but that's the norm. Mr. Jackson's asking about a contract signed. So there'll be terms and conditions that the client will agree to when they pay, and that'll be embedded on the bottom of your landing page, Mr. Jackson. So you'll have a landing page that'll look a whole lot like this, except the bottom. All of this will not be here, and instead the embedded portion will be here that will allow them to enroll, pay, and agree to the terms and conditions. So it'll be very automated. You won't need to do much. I mean, it's going to be automated. Good question, though. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Rich asked a really good question so we talked about, we're not going to do delegated mentoring on the small business certification for quality control. And he's asking when he should start talking to them about the benefits of possibly pivoting over to the full access to capital. Well, again, this all will not be here. There'll be the new system embedded. And so you'll be notified automatically when you have a client that enrolls, or when you have an affiliate or a sub-affiliate that has a client that enrolls. So with that, you'll be notified immediately. And I think what most of you are probably planning to do is to then immediately make connection, reaffirm their good decision to enroll, and then you can upgrade them whenever you want. And if you're an insurance agent, start working on their financial needs analysis whenever you want. But you'll be notified upon each client enrollment, because we owe you that, and also because it's a commissionable event, and then it's up to you when you want to start talking to them about pivoting over. But you're going to have obviously a great pool of warm prospects. All right, Gigi asked a good question, and I'm glad she asked it because it shows that I made a mistake. There is no funding involved with the small business certification. We are not promising them any funding. Now we're going to help them build at least 10,000 of business credit, but separate from that, there's no funding. There's no first round. There's no second round. There's no performance fee. So that's an important difference. They're getting the financial literacy. They're getting the lender compliant loan package. We're building their business credit, but there's no funding involved. They can take all of this after the 4 weeks and go get their own funding, or you can upsell them. You can pivot them over to access to capital and then get in the cash flow of that. But there is no first or second round of funding for the small business certification. Much cleaner, much easier, right? Okay. Hannah asked a good question. The time frame for the $10,000 business credit. So it's module 2, and you'll go through this, Hannah, if you want to be one of the affiliates, because all of our affiliates are going to go through the process themselves because they need to understand it. And that's how we're going to assure that they understand it. So in week 2, module 2, we're going to train them on credit. And then they'll start working with an assigned business credit analyst that's going to help them start applying for trade lines under their EIN. The timeline of that will vary a bit in the sense that if they're ready immediately, then we'll apply for the first 5 trade lines right then, and they should have that within the 30-day process. But if they're not ready yet for building business credit, there may need to be some prep work done. You all have seen the 27 mistake video that talks about that. So the goal would be to ideally get them the $10,000 of business credit during the 30-day process, but that won't be guaranteed. We'll guarantee to work with them until they get that so that they never feel shorted, but it just depends upon their starting point. So let's say they come to you, Hannah, as a sole proprietorship. Can you build 10,000 business credit as a sole proprietor? Typically, no. You need a true business entity. So then they would need to form a business entity. Can we guide them through that? Of course. But the bottom line is until they meet the baseline criteria to start adding business credit trade lines, we can't successfully help them start doing that. But the goal would be to accomplish that within the first 30 days. But if it doesn't get accomplished in the first 30 days, we'll continue to work with them until they reach that at no additional cost. Great question, Hannah. Because that's what people are going to ask you. What's it cost? How long is it going to take? Those are the 2 main questions, as well as what am I going to get, of course. All right, so we answered, I think, those questions. Mr. Jackson's asking about marketing. Well, here's the problem. The problem is we don't have the back office set up yet. Scott's working on that. And frankly, Scott's traveling a lot of this week. And there's just a lot that's going on. So I don't know that I would recommend, I'd create a plan, but I wouldn't start to execute marketing of the certification because you don't have a landing page. And without the landing page, we're not able to accept the payment automatically and have them accept the terms and conditions and automatically put them as a sub-affiliate of yours. So I would not market this yet. I would think about it. I'd plan for it. I would let us know if you want to be one of our master affiliates, but we can't implement all that we're talking about yet because the back end is being developed. Again, that's why we're calling it a soft launch. Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for the question. Mr. Rich follows up. Would you advise the white label partner to wait until after they've completed the certification, to pivot over? Well, I don't know necessarily. Here's how I would play it. So if I were in your shoes, Mr. Rich, once you have, well, if I were you, I'd become one of our master affiliates, but separate from that, once we have the back end done, so you have a landing page, then, obviously you promote it, people enroll, you start generating revenue. And then as soon as you want, I think it's fine for you to make to be an to introduce yourself to them if you don't already know them. And that's relevant because even if they don't want to upgrade, well, let's pause for a second. A long time ago, I was in an MLM group, and the MLM group was called Prepaid Legal at the time. Now it's Legal Shield, and I don't have any ongoing involvement with them, so there's no conflict of interest. But I had a really good trainer, very, very successful gentleman, one of the top producers in the nation, made millions of dollars then. I don't know what he makes now. But his approach was when you approach someone, there's three different opportunities. They could either want to be a client, they could want to be a distribution partner, or neither. So you got a 2 out of 3 chance that they would want to be one of the two. What we're doing is so powerful because 1 and 2 come together. If you want to be a client, you're automatically an affiliate. Don't pay anything, nothing extra to do. If you want to be an affiliate, you automatically become a client because we want you to go through it because that's the training. So with that being said, as soon as you have a client that enrolls, it makes sense for you to contact them and see if you can help them get started as an affiliate. They're already signed up as one. If they want to generate some income, they can. And then you could also feel them out and determine if they would be a good fit to pivot over to access to capital. So we can help them with their capital raise as well. So I wouldn't wait. And we'll work on some scripting in that as this rolls out. But I think it'd be fine for you to reach out to them right away, introduce yourself, and offer to help them. Renee asked a good question, and I'll paraphrase it a bit. He's really asking about this line item. And so the reason that it's there is as follows. I really believe, and I think many of you believe, that some guaranteed outcome will motivate people to enroll. While the financial literacy is important, a lot of people don't really care about that. They want the outcome. While building a lender compliant loan package is absolutely important and crucial, most people don't know that. They don't know what they don't know, so they don't see the value in that. But when they know they're going to get at least guaranteed at least $10,000 of business credit, that's going to get a lot of people to say, all right, I'll give it a try. So that's why it's there. Secondly, we know that we can get any small business $10,000 of business credit pretty quickly, even for a brand new startup business. Of course, the larger that this number would be, I guess the more, I shouldn't say guess, it would be more alluring, but it becomes a longer process. So if we just suddenly change this to 50,000 versus 10,000, would it be even more attractive to clients? Probably so. Would it make a big difference in people enrolling? Maybe, but this is just their first 10,000. And maybe we could change the wording on this, Renee, that will help you get your first 10,000 of business credit guaranteed. And that's a good point. But the higher that amount would be for the guarantee, for most people, not all, but for most people, it would take longer. And then it really doesn't fit with what we're talking about here with this 4-week process. So that's why the 10,000 is meant. It's attractive enough, I think, to encourage a lot of people to enroll. But you're right, we'll change some of the language to show that this is your first 10,000. Certainly not to suggest that that's all the business credit that they could access. All right, and then Mr. Riley asked, would a regional vice president be able to market the small business certification? Yeah. So this can work hand in glove, and it's really, I'm presenting this to you today on the 7th, even though we're not ready to really do a full launch probably for a couple of weeks, just so each of you can start thinking about it, not to distract you, not to confuse you, but start to think about how you would want to incorporate this into your message. We talked about somewhere 4 different scenarios of how it may be relevant. So that is for you to think about. But yes, this certainly doesn't preclude you from continuing to develop white label partners. I think every white label partner should be an affiliate in the small business certification. There's no cost to be an affiliate. The landing page is free, and I think you're going to need it. I really do think you're going to need it for these reasons that we're talking about, especially for those clients that are not getting cash funding. you and I, we desperately needed some alternative for clients that are not getting cash funding offers. And this is the best that we can come up with. So it allows them to move forward, allows them to remain compliant. We don't have to go chasing them after money, and everyone wins from this. All right, so that was a lot to cover, but I wanted you to know where we're at. Let us know if you want to be one of the master affiliates. Just reply back to this email. We'll get you set up manually now, because again, the back end automation is not ready yet. That's why we're not going live yet. We've got to give Scott some time to build that. It takes time and money. We had to apply for a merchant card account, which of course we did, and we got approved. So we're ready to take credit cards online, and it will be credit or debit cards. They won't be asked to pay by Zelle or Venmo or PayPal. They won't pay by check. It'll be simply credit or debit card. They'll pay either the $396 or the first payment right then. And if that payment doesn't go through, we're not going to start the process, right? If they don't have at least $99 to get started with a small business certification, then they're not in. But this is going to clean it up. So again, it's up to you how you want to implement this, but I wanted you to know. All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you back tomorrow morning. And again, reply back to the email if you want to be part of the small group of master affiliates. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.